Okay, here we are back in Sentinels, the Multiverse. And yes, we're gonna bite the bullet. Twilight of the Multiverse. So after last week we learned the true meaning of Gift Miss, and this time we are going to learn the meaning of Ra, the setting sun. So if you're not aware, this is a setup to actually unlock his final variant. Now I know the conspiracy theorists out there are probably saying, this video is going to release the same time as the actual unlock, isn't it? And you'll have to wait and see. So anyway, for this one we are going up against the Ennead at the Tomb of Anubis using Ra, Horus of Two Horizons, Sentinels, the Southwest Sentinels to be precise, the Argent Adept, and Prime Warden Haka. So this is a randomized start, which means the rest of us will be grouping up together for sometime this week to tackle it. And kind of goes without saying, but yes, Crimson will be wielding Ra. I don't know who I'm going to play just yet, we'll see. But anyway, since it's a randomized start, lots of things can happen. And I will tell you a little story before I actually start this. So while I was working on the Ra Setting Sun unlock, I actually did have a game where Anubis almost soloed the Ennead. The entire thing. What would end up happening is one member would come out, they'd destroy something which would prompt him to attack. The first Ennead member to go down was the one that kept shuffling the environment trash into the deck. So Judgment of Anubis kept popping up and he'd unload on the Ennead for Nemesis bonus damage. And when it was all said and done, Ra had like 1 hit point left and all of them were dead. I barely got to do anything that game. I kind of wish I saved that one because that one was just crazy. But anyway, Twilight of the Multiverse. Why does Uncle Blank have to go beat these guys again? Have to go visit these guys again? Didn't he beat them up already? I don't want to see them again. They're just a bunch of meanies, and that temple is the worst. Creepsville, am I right? Ada chuckled and patted the girl's head. You are wise beyond your years, my impetuous young friend. Or at any other day will you go to the zoo instead? But this time, our friend needs our help. The Argent Adept nodded as he tuned his lyra. Ra may be pushed to the edge of this strength or this task. He must not falter. The very fate of the world depends on it. So, if you don't know how to get the Setting Sun unlock, Ra has to get knocked down to 1 hit point. It has to be Ra, Horus of the Two Horizons, by the way. At the Tomb of Anubis against the Ennead, and then you have to take him all the way back to full. So in order to pull this off, you are going to want a utility team that focuses on healing. So what ends up happening here is you can use Enduring Intercession to block the environment. These two can heal. I used Omnitron instead of the Adept, but you can bring both. You could swap one of them out for Tempest. There are lots of ways to go about this. And I should mention the other reason why Haka's here is you can use Haka of Restoration. You want to use this with his power. I forgot what exactly it's called offhand. And you can give a huge chunk of healing to Ra. So with this particular group, it's very easy to get him back up to full. The trick is getting him down to 1 exactly, which is why I'd rather have Omnitron, since you can hit him with the Gaussian Coil or the Plasma Cutter. But anyway, enough of me chattering, let's jump in. You never should have come back from the desert, so-called God of the Sun. This is your end. You are no true Pantheon. Give up your tricks, usurpers. You have no power here. Onward! So let's see who jumps out. There's going to be 4 members for the 4 player characters. Out first is Nephthys, which is bad for the Sentinels. Geb, he's not that bad. Nuit, the annoying one, so they all have damage reduction. And Isis, the one who attacks the low man. First card out is Rise to Power, not Osiris, Tefnut. So another one that goes for the low man. Mass Overheating. And it begins. So we're going to summon Staff. Okay, I'm gonna try talking again. So, I put out Sentinel Tactics so I could deal some damage, and you want to use block because there's a lot of splash damage. You have Nephthys, you have Tefnut, and Isis who are going to go for the low man. There's splash damage from the environment, the swinging pendulum, the fire breath thing, Anubis. I think Shamis aims for stuff. This is the fire breath, by the way. So it's very easy to get overwhelmed. So the first thing is I palmed the Bulwark. I want to get the Super Tonic out in play.
Whoa.
So Ra's going to take +1 from all this on account of being a nemesis. I'm going to try to protect him a little bit using Adept, and then this is going to bounce off because of the double block. So that's why I want Sentinel Tactics. If Adept can give power plays over, I can get 2 blocks out, which will block a lot of stuff, as it sounds like. So we're going to use Staff of Ra here for healing. That's going to amplify Ra's power. And I'm going to continue using the Living in Flag so that I can try to find Imbued Fire. That's what I'm looking for, in case you're wondering. So we got Flame Spike. That's decent if I want to either throw the staff or just get another card into play, which I can do like the Blazing Tornado. So we're going to put out the Hippocratic Oath so we get some clutch healing. And then, like usual, we're going to have the Idealist Punch that will allow me to block. And I'm going to ignore Arcana for the time being. It was kind of sad that I had to throw away the Saraband of Destruction, but I had no choice, I'm afraid. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get out the Lyra. That should be in the deck. Or not the Lyra, the Harp, I mean. Keep getting those two mixed up if you ever notice. This way I can heal as well as give power plays. Plus, a lot of people don't like the Adept singing. So Sentinels, like last time, we were going to punch so we get the double block out. That's going to help me speed through Nuit. And then if things get real dicey, I can always have Doc Medico go into healer mode. Got Inventive Preparation. Not bad, I just have to get a different instrument out to make the most of that. So what's kind of disappointing here is I don't have anything I can really use. I can do a double elbow smash if I want, but I'm going to double skip instead so I get 2 card draws. I'm looking for a weapon. Ground Pound is the next best thing because that will buy me time. So he's going to go for Geb. Death's Grasp. Denied. So that causes her to use her 1-point heal. That's annoying to keep Nuit alive. This is going to be nullified courtesy of double block. So you can either use Fire Blast to spike her down, but I'm going to try to set up a little bit, so we're going to get the Blazing Tornado out. That way Flame Spike becomes a viable option. And I'm going to continue using the Living Flag for the time being until I get Imbued Fire. Drawn to the Flame is actually extremely helpful here. They don't have any ongoings, but because of Imbued Fire's +1, as well as the Staff of Ra's +1, on top of the Nemesis bonus +1, you can actually deal 3 damage to them every single Ra turn. Anyway, right here, I don't have them low enough to fling into darkness, but I can use Good Hero, Bad Hero. we are going to hit Nuit. That allows me to block right here, and then I actually get my power play. And I want to try to control them a little bit. Actually, no, we can take Nuit out. When she flips, she heals? Oh, she's the one that puts the trash into the deck. So she's the one that caused Anubis to solo everyone that one game. And that would make sense, because she would protect them until she herself goes down. And there's Blackout. That's what I was kind of fishing for. That's a fun card here, especially if you know how to have Writhe go first for it. Well, have Writhe make the attack, I mean, because you'll have all sorts of Nemesis damage dealt. And now you do have the option. You deal one target 2 melee damage, and then that damaged target will hit every non-hero target for 2 infernal damage. So if you had Imbued Fire and Staff of Ra, you could hit Ra and he'd have him lash out. He'd have a +3 modifier on every single one of these guys, on top of the +2 from the Blackout. So he'd hit all of the Ennead members for 5. Insane. So my next step is get the Inventive Preparation and the Counterpoint Bulwark out. This allows you to play cards and draw cards, and then when I do that I'm going to want the Bell. But for the time being I'm just going to play the Bulwark. And then we are going to use the Harp. We are going to have the Idealist punch Nuit. And we are going to put up the other block. Adapteal. Got the drum. So I'm going to Elbow Smash Nuit out. Then I'm going to use his power to play the Ground Pound. We are going to discard the 2 Hakas of Shielding. And now what really sucks is the Saraband would be helpful for giving him card draw, so I can try to find the Mere or the... Ooh! Or the Taiha. So, for this turn, I need to focus Akana, and this is pretty nice. The healing is denied. Set comes out, who's really annoying with his AoE. Ah, some of them were already damaged, I guess. Oh, right, Geb took the hit from Namti. So if I kill Akana... Actually, no, that won't work. Never mind. Scratch that. So I'm going to play Drawn to the Flame. I'm going to use Living Conflag, and I'll probably use the Flame Spike next turn. So this one is kind of interesting. You can... Like, it's going to cause the villains to speed up, but it's also going to cause you to speed up. So I was thinking about trying to kill her. She doesn't do anything because there's no targets in the deck other than character cards. So... I should also warn you, Tefnut, she's dangerous because she forces you to discard from your hand, and Isis is the one that forces you to discard from your deck. So you try to want to leave those for last. As for Geb, he just puts your top card on the bottom, so he's not too bad. Certain characters can really punish him with that, like the Argent Adept, Parse, and so on. So anyway, we're going to hit set. Got Flame Barrier, which is not bad, actually. So one of the options I have here is I could use Human Shield and then the double block thing, and Mainstay will absorb pretty much everything. The problem with that is I don't actually have enough cards to keep that going. So we're going to use the Blackout. You want Writhe to do this because that will cause them to lash out. And you want to attack an Ennead member because they technically are each other's nemesis. If you're feeling really gutsy, by all means, go ahead and hit Ra. You will get any... Oh, right, I forgot about that. Oh well. I thought that was only hero targets, but I guess it's not. So we will heal Ra. The Adept is fine. We'll heal Writhe. So we'll get the Inventive Preparation out. Like, right now I'm wondering, should I grab the Lyra instead? Because that may actually be a little bit more beneficial. I get to keep the power plays going. So we'll hit set. Like, one of the nice things about having the Sentinels just play cards is a lot of their other cards cause plays to happen, and there we go. So I can vocalize this coming turn. So once again, I'm just going to double skip. Got Haka battle, and there we go, a weapon finally. So I can destroy, is that 6 or 8? And the thing is, I'm so healthy, I'm gonna take this. Screw that. Oh, come on. At least I didn't discard anything, I guess. So I need to redraw into the flame. I think that only attacks villains. Highest HP is Haka. Set plays Elemental Storm. This is obnoxious. Ra's going to take 2 because of the Nemesis bonus. Sentinels take 0. Adept will take 1 of each for 3, and Haka will take 0 because of Te Moko. Oh, it's only 2. I thought it was 3. Okay, so this is the heal, I believe. Nope, it's the fire spell. So Ra is getting pretty close to being wiped out. And what's annoying is all this is splash damage, so unless I go for the human shield route, I don't have a way around it. Each non-hero. So when I hit these, it's going to be just for 1 damage. That's going to be offset. And now I don't want to use this because I can't draw because of the swarm. So one thing I have the option of doing is the Solar Flare. Solar Flare will give me fire plus 2. This would be 3. And then I could pop the swarm on Sentinel's turn. So I want to make sure each non-hero target. So the Ennead members are going to take 4. And I do not want to take the damage. So I can use the Horrifying Dichotomy in order to heal Ra. And then I'll still have enough power left to blast the Swarm. So the first part is Dr. Medico. You want to use this on a Sentinel so that you get the Nemesis bonus. Basically the same rules as the Ennead. So 4 for Ra. So this is going to give the ground pound. Wow. Okay, not touching that. So the one I'm actually looking for is Atum. The nice thing about him is he's going to shuffle the Ennead's trash back into the deck. So I'm thinking I can either heal with Medico, but I'd rather try to control their deck. So I'm going to put that on top. That's like a lesser evil of sorts. Gonna heal Ra and the Adept. Basically the non-Sentinels. Now the question is, do I want to keep the Challenge of Fire going? Namti is going to help me by pounding on Geb still. Yeah, we're going to get rid of it. So we're going to play the Saraband. We're going to use the Harp. Power play is going to go to the Argent Adept so he can vocalize. Whoa. Then we are going to destroy the Challenge of Fire. I'm kind of hoping I get a Taeha. Vitality Surge is fine. And then we're going to heal a little bit. I need to get a new instrument out, though. Got an Arcane Cadence, but don't get excited because it's not the time to play that yet. So I could do a ground pound here, which wouldn't be too bad, but I'm going to save that for when I'm a little closer to dying. I want to start swinging now. So we're going to use the Mare, or whatever the thing's called, and we're going to pound and set upside the head with it. Could use a Haka of Restoration, to be honest. So this is interesting. I'm going to have to pop that. So Sun's Fury comes out. Highest HP we'll say is Nephthys. It really doesn't matter. So the Sentinels are going to take damage here because I only had one instance of block go off. Okay, we'll have Geb do this one. So we're going to use this in hopes of getting Imbued Fire. Got another Drawn to the Flame. So I could do Flame Barrier to try to counterattack and stuff. But we can maximize our DPS here by using Flame Spikes. So what we want to do is we want to hit Nephthys with this. So I get 2 power plays this turn. We're going to use Drawn to the Flame, which will actually... No, Namti should survive. It's only going to deal 1 to him. Ennead members. So I'm going to use the Conflag here. I'm still fishing for Imbued Fire. There we go. So now I need to play it. So, good hero, bad hero. Fling into darkness. I don't know how this is going to work on set exactly. We'll put up the block. Oh, it did kill him. And then... Thing is, there are a couple cards I'm worried about. One is Mass Overheating and the other is Ancient Magics, because those will both set you back somewhat. So I'm thinking I could hit a Kana, which will give a card draw, but I can probably hit her with some sort of splash damage somewhere else. Gonna keep working on Nephthys for now. As for healing, once again this is going to Ra. I want to give this to Idealist so that I can give the healing from Good Hero, Bad Hero to Doc. And here's the dilemma, because the Horn wouldn't be too bad, but I'm going to go ahead and get the Lyra out. So this will allow me to play the Imbued Fire now if I wanted to. We're going to give the power play over to the Sentinels as per usual. Let's start working over Nephthys. Put up the other block. Now card draw or card play. We're going to go for the card play with Ra. Toss out Imbued Fire. So I could ground pound, but I'm going to go with the damage route here. So we're going to use the Elbow Smash, which is imbued with fire, to hit Nephthys for 4. Then we can use the Mare to hit her for 3. And then I get a card draw, which is another Vitality Surge. Believe it or not, this is one of those instances where I could go for a rampage. Shamise is going to attack the lowest HP guy, I believe, which is actually Nephthys. Namti goes for the highest, which is Geb. Ah, crap. I actually want Doc to take this. I want him to be the lowest. So no one's low enough. Oh, they are. So Dominion gives a card to Haka. As for this, I can give this to the Adept, I think. So out comes the healing, which is why I'm trying to focus her a little bit. Unique capabilities, which is going to pull Aura of Vision in play so I get more card draws. And then I get to play a card, so I can play Telekinetic Wallop. You want the Idealist to deal this damage. We are going to hit her. We're going to change this to fire. Then we're going to knock her out. Going for Geb. Once again, switch this over to fire. And now the destruction effect has already taken effect, so hitting Shamise isn't going to accomplish anything. Instead, I'm going to go for Isis because I'd rather discard from my deck than my hand. Even though Aura of Vision really does alleviate a lot. We've got Syncopated Onslaught Song and Vitality Surge for Haka. Drew a Taiha finally. Ursh came out, he's going to flood. Oh, crud. So at this point, I don't need this. I can actually afford to get rid of Drawn to the Flame also. And you know what? We're going to get rid of that Syncopated Onslaught. So, yeah. So the good news is Adept's going to be left alone since he's low enough HP now. So Scorched Earth. Let's go ahead and do this. It's going to hit all of them for 7, that's right. I forgot about the Imbued Fire. That is in play. And then we can start hammering them with Blazing Tornado. So I have the Taiha, that's going to deal 4 to him. So we can have Idealist or someone else hit him. We're going to go for Isis, so that we can take her out here. Give this to the Sentinels. Ooh, Dark Delusions. Let's play that. So if Writhe is active, he's going to deal everyone 2 infernal damage, which is going to be turned into fire damage and amplified. We're going to go ahead and hit Tefnut with this. Isis down. And then Idealist gets to deal 1 person 4 damage, which... Hey, Tefnut! And then we'll put up our block, even though it is completely pointless. As for healing, Adept, Doc, and Ra. So let's use Cadence. Palm this. I have a Bulwark in play, I think. Yeah, right there. So we're going to trash that. We'll put this on top, this on bottom, and the Rhapsody in play. So Ra has to take down... Oh, I could have used Wrathful Gaze on it, oh well. 3 of the members by him. He has to deal the killing blow, that's the thing. So overall, not really that difficult. I had a pretty good draw with Adept. For Ra, his was decent. Sentinels, I didn't really get any of the cards they needed, no unique capabilities. I had a Sentinel Tactics, luckily, so I was able to keep them healthy. And then it just took too long for Haka. I mean, when I got the Mary, it was winding down already. So, quick, easy, dirty, yada yada yada. And it's one more for you guys. I don't know what the schedule's going to look like if I can keep doing this again or not. It's going to take 40 more weeks for me to get to where I was, I think. And there's no telling what the game will actually look like when we finally get there. And I still have to work on the Freedom 5. So I have a lot ahead of me. Anyway, I am the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.